Little shout out to Chai Yang. Yeah, I can do a little vid for you here. Conditioning the fish for breeding. Yeah, it can be a really tricky. Conditioning the fish for breeding can be very tricky for beta placats just because of their aggressive nature. So, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be tricky and complicated. It can be very easy. You just have to understand the fish and where they're at in the state of mind. This is just based all on my experiments and the information I gathered and I read, and from talking to people and breeders overseas and breeders here. Uh, there are many ways to do this, many different methods. Seems like a lot of people that breed in the U.S. Breed plaquettes, fancy style, but what we're going to talk about today, right now, is we're going to talk about how to breed and condition the plaquettes for breeding. And there are, like I said, many ways, but these are my thoughts incorporated with some research that I've done too. You got to examine the background, the breeding condition, the circumstances that you put them in before they breed. So a few things that you want to think about first before dropping the pair. Number one is conditioning the female. Number two is chemistry. Number three, size matters. Number four, conditioning to breed and right age. So I'll just kind of touch up on these little topics here that I think are very important. Condition the female. For me, I like it when she's a virgin, just like all men do. And then I would like to know when was the last time she dropped the eggs, because intervals are really important too. You want to make sure that she has enough time to recover and generate and reproduce those eggs, those nice big healthy eggs again, before actually putting her in a tank with another guy. According to some, and my personal experience, I've been able to breed a few times afterward with the females, but usually the eggs come out a lot smaller and weaker. However, if you let them recover in tip-top condition, just meaning you change the waters, you flare them, you keep them active, you should still be able to produce a good size yield later in the future. For example, breed them around 5 to 7 months, let them rest, let them recover, put them back in a nice planted tank, feed them lots of frozen food, live food, and then 9 months, at 9 months at their peak, breed them again. Breed them with the son, breed them with the father, whatever. Yeah, I know that kind of sounds nasty, but that's how you do it, to keep it in the family and to get those awesome traits that you're looking for. And then, like I said to you, number two, chemistry. You want to make sure that they like each other. That's basically all comes down to that. The female likes the male. She thinks he's hot. The male likes the female. Yeah, just just showing that they like each other. And they don't fight like cats and dogs, but most time they will fight like cats and dogs. But yeah, chemistry is very important. You don't want the male to be too overly aggressive. There's ways to reduce that male's aggression. Well, first of all, if the male's too aggressive, what you might want to do is put him in a battle, just like in the wild. When there's a rival male that comes into his territory, he defends his territory. So that's really normal, and that reduces his aggression. But another way too, and what you should do, it's a must, is that you want to make sure that they see each other in the mornings and at nighttime during feeding for like at least 10 minutes. You can put them as long as you want, but that's how I usually like to do it. I let them see each other for a little bit, just stimulate those chemistries, those hormones, and let her start generating eggs, let her ripe up with him. It makes him hot and makes him want to bang. So, and then what he'll start doing is he'll start making those eggs. So those are very good mental signs that they'll display, and very important. And that's what you get from introducing the pair, putting them put in the two tanks or jars side by side, and just allowing them to see each other. So that's what I do to reduce the male's regression and to get the female interested. Sometimes the female might be too old and too aggressive. What you might want to do is put in a younger male. Usually, younger males typically are a lot more vigorous, a lot more energetic, has a lot more stamina. Unless you're able to hook that older male with some Viagra, then you know you then just gotta find a younger male, somebody who's more aggressive. Well, that's what I would do if the female is stubborn and would not submit. And then let's see here, number 3, like I said, size matter. You just want to make sure that the male's slightly bigger, and sometimes the female's fat, so you want to make sure that he's able to curl her and just slam her. If you can't do that, then it's going to be very hard, and she probably would likely not submit at all. Number 4, which is a very obvious one, and what all breeders should do before releasing the pairs together, is condition the pair and make sure they're at the right age. Sometimes 3 months is way too young, in my opinion. What I usually like to do is I like to breed the males around anywhere from 5 to 9 months, and the females a year old. I'm not saying that's the right way to do it, but I like the eggs nice and ripe. I like the eggs in her for a very long time, and I like the virgin. So that's my opinion on that. But I'm not saying that if it's not like that, you can't do it. But that's how I want it, and that's usually what I aim for, and that's my success rate for my batches are a lot higher, and the yields are a lot bigger with with those conditions. The female should be conditioned and should display the stripes and be ready to pop. Her demeanor is calm. She's submissive. She should have a darker head, not displaying a light shade on top of her head and the spine of her body. And also, you just got to be aware to be able to tell, or if she had a bad experience. Sometimes she has gone past the breaking point. She's gone to the crazy side and may never be ready to breed again. So if you have a female like that, then that's going to be really, really challenging. So like I said, females very, very important. It's the prize of breeders, and that's more important than the males. As breeders, we look for females. So that's my opinion on females. Males, I find that males will breed once, and if you're lucky, a second time, depending on age. Usually the second time is a lot later in their lifespan. Like, for example, I breed around 4 or 6 months, and then I probably breed them again at 9 months, but I wouldn't breed them close. And you also got to make sure that they stay active, because after they breed and they're not active, they might not be interested in breeding anymore. They might just want to do a hit and run. So that's my thought on males. Yeah, let me know if you have any other questions. Hit me up. Mastak beta log here. Today's Sunday morning. Just taking a look at my stock here after I got everything pretty much all set up the way I want. Just gonna go over these pairs just to see what I think, make a little assessment of how easy and how hard I think these pairs are they're gonna do, their success rate at breeding. Not even talking about how big the yield's gonna be, or the size of the survival rate, or how many, but alone just the success of breeding. Breeding is it could be very easy at the same time, could be very, very, very tricky. So like I said, I'm just gonna give a little quick review here. Taking a look at this pair here, it looks like this pair here is the female. I'll probably call it like some kind of green pair. Got the male from Low Running John. Very good green fighter. John really likes this male. Looks like I don't know how fresh he is, but I'm assuming probably like a month old. since he's got it. He's fought it at the arena. Obviously, he won his match in order to be given to me to breed. The female here is a Malaysian female given to me by a beta man. She looks like kind of like in rough condition. She's dropped egg already. He's had it for a whole month. He placed her with his batch with some fries. So I don't know if she's gonna be in the mood to breed, but I'm gonna try to attempt to breed this pair. This pair is gonna be very challenging, but we'll see what happens. The male still seems to be pretty aggressive. Not aggressive. The male still seems to be pretty energetic, so hopefully he can embrace her. The female here, I'm not too sure if she's gonna submit, but like I said, I'm gonna try to condition her, try to stimulate her into the breeding mentality to see if anything happens. And what I've done so far is just put the tanks together. As you can see, place them side by side. I've been allowing them to see each other in the morning and at night during breeding for like 10 minutes. And then after that, I separate them again with a piece of paper. I'm probably gonna do this for a couple more days, probably a week or two, just to kind of really get them in the mood to see if I can see new signs of her just displaying vertical stripes. So far, she hasn't really displayed anything. She still seems uncomfortable with her environment and her situation here. So I'll just let them sit here for a few more weeks, just doing the same thing, conditioning and stimulating. With this pair here, the embellished pair, these are such a fresh pair. I don't know how long it's been in the beta shop before I bought them, but yeah, with wild types, they're just very nervous, can be spooked very, very easily. So I'm just gonna try to continue to condition them, feed them, and try to allow them to see each other during feeding time to see if that would help. Just by talking to Kai Yang, he says that breeding is not the hard part. The hard part with these wild betas is the actual conditioning. So I mean actual fry raising. So we'll see where this leads me. This is also going to be a very, very challenging pair to breed. I don't know where this beta went, this embellis. I don't know if it's the male or female. I still haven't distinguished which one's which. I just dropped them in these tanks. But yeah, I did see the female or the male here earlier. Now that kind of disappeared. So as you can see, they're just very, very nervous fish. It'll be interesting to see if I can breed it this year. These two here are my prize females. Take a look at these two females. They look like they have their color back. Look nice and thick. She's giving me a lot of eggs. I don't know if the males that I have in my breeding stock is going to be able to submit them, just because it might be slightly bigger with these being Thai fish. Thai fish are usually a little larger than these Indo fishes or Malaysian fishes, the Bagan and then the other two. But we'll see what happens. So far, I see one created a bubble nest right in the corner there. I don't see a bubble nest created in this one here or that one, but I'll continue to monitor them, just see what happens. The one that created a bubble nest is the big one, and that's the one that I want to breed for sure, so that's a really good sign. These two here, these are just my play fish. I'll continue to monitor them too, just see what's going on. I think they were sick when I got them, so I'm just trying to get them back to health.